last year he was playing hurt. A fully healthy Marshon Lattimore, how special can that guy be?
Very, very special. He's big, he's fast, he's physical, he's strong, he understands the game, and he's hungry. You know, don't discount the fact that he sat around being frustrated for a couple of years. And guys like that are dangerous when they get an opportunity to play. And I'm very excited to watch him. This has been quite an experience. You know, you hold your breath every time he has a long runoff to make sure that he's coming back healthy. And our goal at the beginning of camp was to have all corners healthy at the end, and we did. And now we got to manage. You know, we don't practice 5, 6, 7 practices in a row in the season. So I think the opportunities to stay healthy are greater. And he's worked very, very hard, as has the strength and training staff to get him prepared. I'm really excited to watch him play. Okay, we all done?
How different are those three guys that are competing for you?
How different are they?
How different from each other are they?
I don't know. I mean, they all have unique qualities. I'm probably as different as everybody in this group is from each other. Skill set wise, they're all very similar. You know, Marshon's probably the biggest of the three. Denzel is sneaky strong. Garyon has unbelievable experience and knowledge of the position, as well as combination of speed and strength. And Damon Arnett is a really raw, physical, fast kid. So they're all different. So when you say those three, I would say those four, and I would tell you that they're not that different. They're really not.
Is one ahead of the others, or not at all?
No, I mean Garyon is, because Garyon's played, and experience counts around here, and especially great experience, which he's had. He was a great corner last year, so he's had great experience, and that counts for something. The other guys got to go out and play. They got to go play in games, but they're all going to play. They're all going to play early, and I'm very, very excited about that.
Well, you talked about desire to kind of rotate guys at corner.
Yep.
And players tend to want to play.
Sure they do.
You seeing any resistance to the idea of rotation, or
nope.
Are you embracing it?
It's a great question. We've had open conversations about it. We can't have selfish guys. The reality is those four guys are good enough that when fresh, any one of them is better than the other guy when tired. And they all realize that. Nobody wants to give up a completion. They're very competitive. Nobody wants to give up a score, and so they're fine if they're not fresh with somebody running on the field and playing. We're not playing anybody because we feel sorry for them or because we're trying to share reps. We're not doing that. We're playing to have fast, fresh corners every rep of every game, and that's why we're doing it. And we're doing it because we can.
Hey, Kerry, I know that you said in the past that every time Marshon starts running as fast as he possibly can, you have
hold
to
my
take
breath.
A deep breath.
Like that.
Still.
Probably forever.
Has he, now that it's been going on and he's been...
Hold my breath.
But have you seen the peak player that you have been talking about for 3 years?
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's really good. But he's been really good in the past.
Yeah.
When he was healthy, before he got hurt, he was really good. So we knew what we had. The reality is, though, you know, to be able to do it over that extended, our camp's hard now. 17 straight, 18 practices now. He's gone every practice. And we've modified some things. We've tried to be smart about some things. But I think Mickey and the performance staff, the technology that they've used with Marshon is incredible. And there's not a rep that goes by on the field that's not being evaluated. His whole muscle structure is being evaluated every rep. And because of that, he is, you know, we're able to take care of him and get him ready to play.
When you say really good, what does that mean to you? For folks,
really good at Ohio State means you have the potential to be to win championships and be a first-round draft pick. I mean, that's really good at Ohio State.
But physically, what is he doing? What is he showing you out there on the field where you go, man, that guy's really good? He's got great
break on the ball ability. He's big and strong enough to stay on top of receivers that are big and strong. He's fast enough to run with small guys. He understands the game extremely well. And if the ball's in the air, he's got a great chance to catch it because he's got great ball skills. So he's, you know, obviously he's got to go out there and play, you know, 25, 30, 40 snaps a game in tackle situations and all that kind of stuff. But he's going to, and he's going to be really good at it.
How would you compare where Garyon is right now compared to where Bradley or Duran or Eli were in their similar situations?
Let me ask you this, in what way?
Physically,
leadership or ability to play or covering receivers?
Yes.
Or, I'm asking, what do you want to know?
Readiness to be a top cornerback in the Big Ten.
He's as ready to be a top corner in the Big Ten as any of the three kids that you mentioned. They all had special skill sets. Bradley Roby was a very, very explosive player, and Duran Grant was an extraordinary leader who understood the defense, and Eli was a big physical kid at the line of scrimmage. So they all had unique skill sets, and Garyon has his. And he is as ready to be an all Big Ten corner, an All-American corner as any of those other kids. And given the opportunity, I believe that he will be.
Kerry, indulge me on this question, but how much does it help a corner's learning process, like with Garyon, when he had that situation with Will Fuller last year in the bowl game? When
we don't like to learn through failure. Nobody does.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unpleasant. It's uncomfortable. It makes you miserable. At the same time, it keeps you humble. It makes you hungry. It keeps you focused all off season, and that experience, while very unpleasant for him at the time, probably paid him dividends in the off season. This is where I am. This is where I need to be. This is how I need to get ready. He interned in the summer with Coach Marotti and the strength staff. Yeah. I think he got a really good idea of all those things about his body and mechanics and those things that will help him stay strong throughout the entire season. I think he got tired at the end last year, and I don't think that that'll happen this year. And I think that he is eager to be challenged, and he is eager to challenge the other guy.
But one momentary thought can change for a player right there. I mean,
it better not. If you're going to play press corner at Ohio State and you get beat, and it changes your outlook on yourself or your ability to play, you can't play here, because you're going to play press corner, and you're going to be in high pressure situations every rep, and it takes a man to do that. And sometimes they catch the ball. And if they catch the ball, you got to get up off the ground, dust yourself off, and go play the next play. And if you can't do that, you can't play here. And I think he's the epitome of that, to be perfectly honest. He'll be fine.
What did Senzo Ward show last year to be one of the 4 true freshmen to play?
Well, he was the fastest kid on kickoff team. He understood the job description of the gunner and the kickoff deal. We played him at corner some. We needed him to play corner more. He wasn't ready to do that. He is now. But on special teams, his speed and his ability to tackle were extraordinary.
How has he progressed? Like you said, he wasn't ready last year. He is now.
Well, he's the second strongest corner in the room right now. Physically, he looks skinny, but he's sneaky strong. He's using his hands at the line of scrimmage much better than he was. He understands the system. He's worked very hard. He's worked every single day on playing press coverage, which takes time. Nobody comes in here understanding completely how to play press coverage, and he has spent a year really learning the art of doing it, and he's ready to go.
Coach, back to Marshon. Now, earlier in the camp, you had mentioned that for him to be back fully, he had gain confidence in himself physically. Have you seen that process take place?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And you've seen it in scrimmage?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't think he's out there thinking about it all the time. It would be ridiculous for us to say he's not thinking about it at all. That'd be foolish. I think about it, so I'm sure he is. It's his legs. So I think that he's it's in the back of his mind. I don't think it's keeping him from playing.
Kerry, several of the players have said that this is going to be a faster defense than it was last year and stuff. Do you see evidence of that? And
I don't know.
How does it? Yeah, no.
I don't know. We're really fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. I don't know how fast. I mean, Darren Lee was really fast.
Yeah.
Von Bell was really fast. We're really fast.
Yeah.
Joey was really fast. Sam Hubbard's really fast. I mean, we have recruited for speed, and we've got a lot of guys, and they play fast when they know the defense. So the young guys got to know the defense so they can play fast. Yeah. And that's what probably the greatest emphasis is, to make sure that all these young guys know what they're doing so they can just go play.
Can speed make up for that youth? I mean, in some respects, or is it?
No.
Does youth slow down people sometimes?
Well, if you don't know what you're doing, it's going to slow you down.
Yeah.
So it's not youth. It's knowledge, and we can't give them experience, but we can give them knowledge. And Coach Myers run this camp like the way you should with a young team. We have gotten 1 million reps in tough situations, and those young kids have come out the other end productive. And I think they're ready to go.
Speaking of recruiting, a lot of booms going off here.
Yeah, I got some booms today.
Yeah, was there an actual boom out there?
So somebody told me that. I'm not here to confirm or deny. I'm just telling somebody told me that.
What do those victories mean?
Well, the recruiting right now is off the charts. I mean, Coach Meyer is so energized by the kids that we just brought in this class. This freshman class, this incoming freshman class, they're extraordinary young people. They're not just great players, they're great people. And we are having so much fun with them, and it's just energized us in recruiting. We know what we're looking for, and we're finding them, which is fantastic. And I think what's happened is, because they are who they are and their parents are who they are, they're making some connections with these kids that come on our campus for unofficial visits, and frankly, a kid who's a turd doesn't want to be around, and a kid who's a real dude wants to be around. And I think that's what's really cool, and I think that's why recruiting, I probably shouldn't have said that, I think that's why recruiting is going the way it's going. I really do. So don't print that if I'm not supposed to say it. Jerry, if I'm not supposed to.
No, it's okay.
Time out.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Terry, can I ask you a special teams question? You're
Yeah, I love special teams. Talk.
Usually the young players, that's their pathway.
It is their path. Not usually, it is.
Yeah, right. How does that look right now? Are guys separating themselves?
We
Who
have
do you look
more.
for the standouts?
We have more fast, physical, skilled athletes to use in special teams than we have in the 5 years that I've been here. We have a great pool of kids to draw from. Whether or not they will do the jobs with the same intensity and diligence and reckless abandon that the players have in the past remains to be seen. But we have enough that we don't have to go looking for guys, and we have volunteers, and we have eagerness, and the kids understand if I can't get on the unit, I can't play. And they're knocking on my door every day, and that is exactly what you want. You know, most places I would think guys are like this when the special teams coach comes down the hall. Here, they're coming down the hall to see me, and that is what is extraordinary about our program.
What would life be like with football without the kickoff play? And
miserable, embarrassing, and not football.
Do you see down the line?
Yeah, I think people are trying to take that out of the game.
Yeah.
That'd be a detriment to Ohio State.
Yeah.
What's more fun than watching those 11 guys line up like this? You know what I mean? When they do this thing and the crowd's going crazy and they run down the field and it's like an explosion. I mean, what's more fun than that?
But it's one of your ballywicks. So what could be changed about the kickoff play?
I wouldn't change
keep it in. They could keep it in.
I would. If they change it, they might as well take it out. Yeah. I mean, to me, it's a man's game and it's a man's play, and that's it's fast guys running downfield and playing hard, and I think it's a lot of energy and a lot of excitement. I agree with you that I think there are people who would like to get it out of the game. I don't find us having an extraordinary amount of injuries on that play, so you know I don't know.
But then past that, I mean, y'all were third in the country last year defense against the kickoff.
Pretty good.
It is a quote-unquote weapon for you guys in some respects.
Well, you know, we're number one in the country in defensive field start position, right? So we go out there in the best place of anybody in the country on defense. Well, that's exactly where you want to be, and that comes from your coverage units. Your kickoff team, your punt cover, the ability of our Australian kid to down the ball inside the 10, our gunners to cover it, our guys to protect, and the way we manage offense and defense so that we put ourselves in good field position places. That's why we do that. And if our defense can run out there inside the 25-yard line a whole lot, we're going to be good. And if our offense can go out there at about the 45, we're going to be really good.
But if y'all changed anything, altered anything in the last couple of years to take away from the collision aspect or whatever you want to call it, that people call it the most dangerous play in the game.
We're not seeking collisions. We're not seeking that. Yeah. I mean, you're going to tackle somebody, which is always a collision. Yeah. We're not trying to run down the field and train wreck people. What we're trying to do is use speed and skill to avoid blocks to get in a position to make tackles inside the 20-yard line. We'd rather not run into people, obviously. If we're running into people, we're being blocked. So our job is to avoid blocks, avoid contact, and make sure that we're making tackles inside the 20-yard line.
All right.
Good
Coach,
question.
thank you.
Thanks, guys.